my girlfriend said. Come to my place. I'm throwing you a surprise birthday party. I showed up and everyone yelled surprise. For her ex, who shared my birthday. I smiled, said happy birthday, man, and left. She realized too late it was my birthday too. I've never been a big birthday guy. No balloons, no noise, no surprise, energy. Just a quiet dinner, maybe a walk, a movie, a drink with a few friends. But my girlfriend, Maya, was the opposite. She was the kind of person who turned everything into an event. Tuesday coffee date. Matching socks, level of enthusiasm. So when she texted me that morning, come to my place tonight. Don't eat dinner. I'm throwing you a surprise birthday party, smirking face, sparkling heart. I actually smiled. It was sweet, a little predictable, but still, I appreciated the effort. I'd been going through a rough couple of months. Work stress, layoffs at the company, late nights. I wasn't feeling like much of a birthday person, but she was insistent. You'll thank me later, she said. Just dress nice, okay? So I did. I even stopped by a bakery on the way and grabbed cupcakes, a dumb impulse. But I thought it'd be funny to bring dessert to my own surprise party. When I got there, the lights were off. Music faintly playing behind the door. Her roommate opened it and smiled like she was trying not to laugh. He's here. And then the lights came on. Surprise. Dozens of faces. Loud cheers. Flashes from phone cameras. Only, none of them were my friends. I froze for a moment. There was a banner that said, Happy Birthday, Josh. A cake with the same name. A photo slideshow on the TV, old pictures of Maya and Josh. Her ex. It hit like static in my head at first. Disbelief, confusion, then the slow crawl of understanding. Josh. Her ex-boyfriend. The guy she used to talk about like a footnote. Yeah, we dated in college. It was messy, but we're cool now. Weird coincidence. He shared my birthday. She mentioned it once, jokingly. Imagine dating someone with the same birthday as your ex. Universe, chill. Guess the universe didn't chill. He stepped forward, grinning, holding a beer. Dude, you must be the new guy? Didn't know Maya invited you. And the room laughed. Everyone except her. She was standing near the cake, frozen. The color drained from her face as she realized. I wasn't supposed to be the guest. I was the mistake. I could have exploded, could have yelled, demanded answers, made it messy. But instead, I smiled, a small, quiet, deliberate smile, and said, Happy birthday, man. Then I set the cupcakes down on the counter and walked out. The music faded behind me as the door closed. Outside, the cold air hit like clarity. For a second, I just stood there, listening to the muffled sound of laughter inside, and felt something strange. Not anger, not sadness, just tired acceptance. When Maya came running out barefoot, panicked, calling my name, I didn't turn around right away. But when I did, she looked like she'd seen a ghost. Wait, you're… Oh my God, Alex, Yeah, I said quietly. It's my birthday too. She started crying, babbling something about the mix-up, that it wasn't supposed to be like that she thought I'd find it funny, some kind of shared joke party because you guys have the same birthday. But I wasn't listening, because I'd already realized. There's no such thing as a shared celebration when one person's still living in the past. I walked to my car, got in, and drove off before she could finish. My phone buzzed nonstop the whole ride home. Texts, missed calls, voice messages, all variations of, Please, it wasn't like that. You have to understand. It was supposed to be for both of you. But there's no universe where a man walks into his own birthday and finds a room full of strangers celebrating the guy who came before him and thinks, yeah, this is fine. I got home, put the cupcakes in the fridge, turned off my phone, and poured myself a drink. It was the quietest birthday I'd ever had. And somehow, it finally felt honest. The next morning, I woke up to 32 missed calls and a text that read, Please come over. I need to explain. It's not what you think. I didn't respond. Not out of spite. I just didn't see what else there was to explain. A surprise party doesn't accidentally feature a cake with another man's name and college pictures. Still, a part of me wanted closure, or maybe just confirmation that my instincts weren't overreacting. So, around noon, I drove to her place. She opened the door wearing one of my sweatshirts. Her eyes were red, and she looked like she hadn't slept. Alex, she started, voice cracking. Last night wasn't supposed to happen like that. I stood there quiet. When she realized I wasn't going to fill the silence, she kept talking. It was supposed to be for both of you. I swear. I thought it'd be funny. Like a double birthday joke. I didn't know his friends would make it about him. But you made the guest list, I said. I. Well, yeah, but there are mutuals. I don't know any of them, Maya. She blinked, caught. Her mouth opened, then closed. Okay, but you have to admit it's kind of a weird coincidence, right? I just thought. You thought what? I asked quietly. That I'd laugh at walking into a room full of your ex's friends yelling his name? She looked at the floor. It wasn't supposed to be like that. We sat in silence for a minute. I watched her twist the sleeve of my sweatshirt. Nervous habit. She used to do that when she couldn't find the truth fast enough. Finally, she said, "You know I love you, right? I never try to hurt you. It was just, I don't know, nostalgic." "You threw a nostalgia party," I said flatly. Her face crumpled. "No, it wasn't like that. It was exactly like that." She started crying again, deep, chest-shaking sobs. And maybe a year ago, I would have wrapped my arms around her and told her it was okay, that I understood. But this time, I just sat there still. "You know what's funny?" I said finally. "I actually believed you when you said you were over him." "I am," she said quickly. "Then why did you remember his birthday before mine?" That one landed. Hard. She looked like she wanted to speak, but couldn't form the words. And for the first time, I saw something new in her expression, not guilt, not fear, recognition. Like she'd just realized that she hadn't just embarrassed me. She'd revealed herself. When I got up to leave, she grabbed my hand. "Please, Alex, don't do this. We've been so good together. Don't let one stupid mistake." "Maya," I said softly. "It wasn't one mistake. It was 1,000 tiny choices that led to a room full of people yelling someone else's name." She broke then, completely, crying, apologizing, promising therapy, a clean slate, no more contact with him. All the standard post-chaos bargaining language. I didn't argue, didn't forgive either. Just said, "Take care of yourself," and walked out. That night, I got another text from her. A long one. "I can't believe I lost you over something so stupid. I just wanted you to feel celebrated. I messed up, okay? I was trying to blend two parts of my life, but you didn't even give me a chance to fix it." I read it 3 times before replying. You can't fix something that shows you who a person really is. Then I turned off my phone again. Over the next few weeks, mutual friends tried to do this she feels awful routine. One even said, "She was drunk when she planned it. Bro, don't take it so personally." That sentence told me everything I needed to know about the people around her, and how much of her identity still lived in that college echo chamber where Josh had never really left. So, I stopped trying to compete with the ghost. By mid-March, she'd stopped reaching out. But her roommate sent me one last message, probably meant as closure. "She's been spiraling. Keeps saying you didn't even fight for her." I typed out a response, deleted it, and instead just wrote, "I wasn't supposed to be in a fight." That was the moment I realized I was finally done, not angry, not broken, just finished. Sometimes, peace isn't loud. It's just the sound of no longer rehearsing what you'd say if you saw them again. Update 1.it had been about 5 months since I'd last seen Maya. The silence between us had solidified, not angry, not awkward, just factual. We'd both moved on, or at least that's what I thought. Then, one night, a friend from work sent me a link. "Bro, is this about you?" It was a Facebook post. Public. Maya's name at the top. A long caption under a picture of her sitting on a couch, holding a half-empty wine glass. "Sometimes, you love someone who doesn't know how to fight for you. You make one mistake, and they just walk away. They don't forgive, they don't talk, they just ghost you like you were disposable." Newsflash, real love isn't perfect. It's messy, it's emotional, it's human. I'm done apologizing for being human. Then came the comments. Her friends, the same ones who'd screamed surprise for Josh, flooded in with hearts and validation. "He didn't deserve you anyway. Men can't handle strong women. You're better off." The post had 300 likes. At first, I laughed. Not bitterly, genuinely. Because there was something almost poetic about watching a person rewrite the story to make the mirror less painful. I wasn't angry she did it. I was just amazed by the predictability. Then, 2 days later, I got a text from one of her mutual friends, someone I barely knew, who said, "Hey man, she's telling people you humiliated her at her ex's party? That you made a scene?" I didn't respond, but I did open my Google Drive. Inside was a folder labeled "For My Sanity." Inside that folder, photos from the night of the party, screenshots of texts, And yes, a video. Because Maya's roommate, bless her chaotic millennial heart, had recorded the surprise moment for Instagram stories. The video clearly showed me walking in, smiling, saying, "Happy birthday, man," and leaving quietly. No shouting, no scene, just calm, awkward reality. I uploaded the 12-second clip to my own account. No caption, just the video. Within an hour, her post was gone. By morning, her account was private. A week later, I ran into one of her old friends at a cafe. She gave me that look, the one halfway between guilt and curiosity, and said, "You really didn't say anything, huh?" "No," I said. "Didn't need to." She said, "You embarrassed her." The video speaks louder than I do. She hesitated, then said quietly, "She's not doing great. Thinks she ruined the only stable thing she ever had." I nodded, took my coffee, and said, "Then I guess we both learned something." That night, I went home and deleted the video. Not out of mercy, just closure. Because the truth isn't something you have to keep proving once you've made peace with it. For a while, I wondered if I'd hear from her again. Another apology, another half-hearted attempt at redemption. But none came. And that was the final confirmation. Some people don't come back not because they've grown, but because they can't face what they did when they're sober enough to understand it. My next birthday came around quietly. I took the day off work, went hiking alone, bought a slice of cake from a diner on the way home. At midnight, I lit a single candle and said out loud, "Happy birthday, Alex." No crowd, no noise, no confusion, just peace. Final update: IT had been almost a year since the wrong birthday. Enough time for the sting to fade, for memories to file themselves away into the happened once, doesn't matter now section of my mind. Life had become steady, almost beautifully uneventful. Work was good. I'd started seeing someone new, quietly, without the social media performances. Her name was Claire, simple, grounded, the kind of person who says what she means and doesn't turn feelings into puzzles. I wasn't in love yet, but for the first time in years, I felt safe. One Thursday evening, I got a text from an unknown number. It started simply, "Hi, Alex. This is Maya's mom. I hope you don't mind me reaching out." I sat there for a moment, staring at the name. Then curiosity won. "Of course. What's going on?" She replied almost immediately. "I wanted to say something, because I don't think Maya ever did." Then another message. "That night, the party, she didn't plan it the way she told you. Josh and his friends did. She knew, but she didn't stop it. She thought it would make her look mature, like she could coexist with her past. When you walked out, she realized how foolish it was. She cried for weeks, said she'd finally met someone kind and she'd ruined it." I didn't reply right away. I wasn't angry, just sad. Not for me, for the smallness of it all. For how easily something good can rot under pride and nostalgia. After a pause, I wrote back, "Thank you for telling me. I hope she's doing better." Her mom responded, "She's trying. She still talks about you sometimes. She says she didn't lose you because of one night. She lost you because you stayed calm." Said it made her realize she was the chaos. I didn't know what to say to that, so I just sent. We both learned something then. I never told Claire about that text, not out of secrecy, but because it wasn't a relevant story anymore. It was something that belonged to a version of me who stayed too long in rooms where my presence was treated like background noise. A few months later, I got another text, this time from Maya herself. Just 5 words. "Happy birthday. I hope you're well." No explanation. No hidden meaning. Just a sentence. And somehow, it felt like an ending. I typed, "Thank you. Take care." Then deleted the thread. That night, Claire and I went out for dinner. Small Italian place, candles on the table, quiet music. Halfway through dessert, she smiled and asked, "So what kind of birthdays do you like? Big parties or quiet nights?" I laughed. Honestly, just ones where the name on the cake matches the guest list. She laughed too, didn't press further, and reached across the table to hold my hand. For the first time in a long time, the day felt entirely mine. People think closure comes from confrontation, but sometimes it's just a text from someone who finally tells you what you already knew and realizing you don't need it anymore.